Hey there, welcome to our AP Legal Zone podcast, brought to you by AP Lawyers. We are your top fix for all weekly law updates, including family, immigration, wills, and estates law. Just a friendly reminder, we are not your lawyers, and everything contained in this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and not to be construed as legal advice. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you can stay connected with any updates and get notified about our new episodes.
Hello, I'm Angela Princewill.
And I'm Sherine Abdi.
And we're going to be talking first appearance today. So if you started your family law matter or if you were served with an application, you may see at the on the first page, the first appearance box checked off with a date for you to attend. And you may be wondering what that is. It simply is an administrative attendance. And yeah, what happens there? You're not in front of a judge. So first thing, Sherine, what happens?
Yeah, you're in front of a clerk. Your lawyer can attend on your behalf. And ultimately, it's just to ensure that all the materials have been filed and are served on the other party. And the goal of that appearance is honestly to book a case conference, which would be the first time that your matter goes before a judge.
Yes. So many people, well, I think maybe we should qualify that a bit actually before I move forward, because there's some first appearances that actually lead to a case conference in front of a dispute resolution officer, which is something that is available in some courts if you're doing a motion to change. So I just don't want someone getting to a first appearance and saying, no, we have to get a date in front of a judge, but you will get a case conference date. So if you're listening to this and you say, well, why don't I have a first appearance? I've been served with materials and there's no first appearance date. Well, that's because your matter probably involves issues of property, in which case you would not get a first appearance date.
Yeah, and the first instance of court would be your case
conference.
Would
just be your case conference. So when you look on that first, on the front page of the application, there's the if it's going through the fast track or if it's going through the standard track, and that really just depends on the issues in the case. But if you're going to the first appearance, don't be nervous. Nothing happens there. Nothing about the issues would be spoken to, because people get very nervous. They want to prepare. No one's going to talk about your issues. No one's talking about the substance of your case. It really is just to make sure that everything that needs to be filed is filed, and then to canvass dates for your next step.
Yes, and in some jurisdictions, you can actually waive the first appearance. So if both parties have counsel and, all of the materials have been filed and there's no need for the first appearance, you can waive it and just set the matter down for a case conference.
Yes, so we've talked about people that do what they need to do. So you might find that you've done an application, you're at your first appearance, and the other side did not file their answer. Or, they tried to file it, but maybe they didn't include all the supporting documents, like notices of assessments, if support is an issue. And now you have to come back for another first appearance, right?
Yes, at that time, it would be the same kind of outline. You would just confirm that all the materials have been filed. And then let's say you attend that second appearance and everything has been filed by that time. You can go ahead and set a case conference. But let's say by, bad luck, you also don't have your material or somebody's missing something that needs to be filed, it would be set for another first appearance. And at that point, if your materials are served beforehand and everything's been scheduled, you could still waive it if you meet those requirements, and then set the matter down for a case conference.
Yes. And so what to do if you go for a first appearance and the other side has filed no materials and doesn't even show up? That happens sometimes. Many people think that by just not showing up, the matter goes away. And I'm like, that's the worst thing you can do. Once a case has been started, people feel, well, it's frivolous. She's lying or he's lying. Why would he say that? I'm not, this is unnecessary. Well, that's not the legal system in which we live. As frivolous as the case may be, as inaccurate as the facts the other person states is, the point is we live in a system that people have a right to be heard, and they would be heard by the impartial third party. So if you're in that if you're the person that's been served and there's a first appearance date coming up, please do everything within your power to have your materials ready. As for the other side, if you go, chances are, and the materials are not filed, chances are they would, as Sherine had said earlier, there'll be a chance for a second first appearance. And if they don't show up at that point, then you might want to, move to getting them noted in default and things like that. And that would be something that we will talk about in another podcast. But just for today's purposes, I think we just want to end on the note that don't be nervous. You're not going to be talking about your issues. It's just an administrative appearance in front of, court staff or registrar, someone of that stature, and you're not there to resolve your issues. You're just there to make sure everything's in order to move it to the case conference. Did I miss anything there, Sherine?
No, I think, honestly, it's a very simple and straightforward appearance, but we've covered everything.
Awesome. All right, best of luck. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening and joining us in the AP Legal Zone. We hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find more episodes by searching AP Legal Zone on anywhere you watch podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast today so you can stay connected with any updates and get notified about any new episodes.